The HTC Vive is fantastic. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to my first gameplay video with the HTC Vive. This is a game called Holopoint. I received the Vive a few days ago, and before I get to developing my own games with it, the first order of business is of course to play other games. There's a wide, different variety of games out there, and so far Holopoint has got to be my favourite. So let's start off with Holopoint. It is an archery game, as you can tell, where you shoot these floating, glowing cubes, and as they are destroyed by your arrow, they fire back at you. And they fire projectiles back to the position you were at when they were destroyed, meaning that you can't just stand still and shoot, you have to duck, and dodge, and weave. And that is what makes Holopoint so goddamn good. It's weird because as gamers we sit in chairs and just don't move very much, but with the advance of VR, my most favourite experiences are the ones which leave me the most tired. Audio Shield, the archery game, or the archery mini game I suppose, in the lab, which is Valve's own thing, and now Holopoint. I'll make videos of the rest some other time. This one is going to be focused on this particular game. So, what else do you do other than that? Really not much. Fall over your own cables, fairly often. I've actually only fell over the cable once, and luckily that was in this recording, for a given value of lucky. You will actually be able to see that in a few minutes. But yes, so the problem obviously is that you are walking around, you're spinning, you're ducking and jumping occasionally. I wouldn't recommend it, and you do actually end up... You don't end up winding the cable around you, which might be your first idea, but you do end up sometimes just pulling it that bit too much. In my instance, the power cable came out, which just meant boom, gone. But yes. Anyway, the problems aside, you actually get used to it fairly quickly. One thing that I would say as a public service announcement, is don't play Holopoint first. If you receive your Vive and you're watching this video and you haven't played many other games for very long, don't play Holopoint now. Because the chance of you pulling out the cable decreases over time, and if you haven't had much time with your Vive, then the chance of you pulling out the cable is still quite high. Play the lab for a bit, play the other games which don't require quite so much frantic movement. And frantic is probably the right word. Intense is another word that goes well with it. Because as you progress through the different waves of Holopoint, you finally get to wave 10, provided you are agile and have enough reflexes to do so, which, hey, I do. Yeah. You finally get to wave 10, at which point samurai start advancing on you. Like big, still glowing and blue, weirdly, but actual swords and armor samurai. And they advance, they walk towards you, and if they get close enough they will swing their sword and they will hit you. Now we're gamers, right, so we're used to this kind of thing in games, but VR is uncomfortably, not uncomfortably, but I think you'll get what I mean when I say that it's between reality and games. There is a person in front of you attacking you, and that is very intense. That makes your heart beat. When someone's about to swing a sword at you, you duck and you dodge and you get out the way as fast as you can because you do not want to be hit by it. Even though we know it's just a game, there is that element. It's ridiculous, and that is what makes it so goddamn exhilarating. It's fun, but also kind of scary. Especially the first time when I didn't really realise what was going to happen. Because they come at you from either side and you have to shoot them before they get to you, and it's so heart-racing. It's fantastic. Holopoint and the Vive in general is fantastic. And yeah, that's basically, I mean, the rest is self-evident. Luckily, the Vive actually has a camera on the headset itself, meaning that I was able to record the first-person perspective footage that you can see right there. It gives it a much... recording the first-person view is, at least in my opinion, I mean, you guys can leave your opinion down below, it really is necessary for these kind of videos. Because you don't get a feel of how your hands are actually moving just from watching someone else's hands. That seems weird, but I don't know how to express what I'm trying to say. The outside view is awesome because, yeah, you can see me moving around and ducking and dodging and generally looking like an idiot. But when you have the first-person view of how my hands are actually moving in reality as well as in VR, it makes it a bit more... You can understand how the game is being played, I guess? Oh, I don't know. You can fight it out for yourselves in the comments. But yes, so far Holopoint my favourite game. Next up, I'll probably do some Audio Shield, because that's probably my second or third favourite game so far, and generally I'll be bringing you some more footage of these games. And then eventually, after my exams are done, or at least in the lull between exams, I may find some time to do some more development of my own, and we'll see what things I can come up with then. But for now, that is all. Ladies and gents, thank you very much for watching the video. By the way, if you do want to see my future developments and want me to develop for a wider range of hardware, then you can pledge to my Patreon at patreon.com/HOCgaming, and all the funds from that are being put towards VR investments. So if you want to see more stuff like this from me, then that would be an ideal way to do it. Otherwise, thank you very much for watching, and I will see you all next time.